bringing it over the shoulder. Maybe the shoulder, I don't know. It's farthest from the camera.
You have a tortoise.
Yes, and you told me that you have some real...
I love tortoises. I am a tortoise myself. Reincarnated
well,
as a human being.
this is my Ninja Turtle, so be careful. He might attack at any moment.
Speak when you're ready. Okay, ready. 3 minutes.
Good morning, Mr. Minghella. It's
Good
very
morning.
nice to be able to talk with you. I missed you on English Patient. That was my problem, not yours. But anyway, I'm meeting you finally for the talented Mr. Ripley. You know, when I first saw that title a long time ago, the first thing that came into my mind was Ripley's Believe It or Not. Has anyone talked about that?
Not at all, though I thought of it immediately when I read it as well. And in some ways it's a very good tagline for this movie because it's about the sort of unbelievable talents of this man, and it's about the degree to which he can carry off the most audacious actions and get away with them.
And wouldn't it be fun to know what Patricia Highsmith thought when she named it that?
I would love to have had her by my side when I was making this film. I had the great pleasure in The English Patient of having Michael Ondaatje with me in the writing stages and the shooting and the post-production. And it's much more disarming when you can't have the owner of the book with you and approving of the radical changes that you have to make in the, necessarily when you take an extraordinary novel and try and advertise its blessings on film.
You changed the time period in the movie. And what was your thinking behind that?
Well, I was looking, it's only by a couple of years, but I was looking to in a way, summon the music of the period, and that's very much connected with jazz. And jazz got more and more interesting as the 50s went along. It's also a period in Italy which is particularly fascinating. Italy was emerging at that period from the ruins of the Second World War. It was starting to indulge in the kind of La Dolce Vita, scenic and style era. It was suddenly a time of men in great suits and Vespers. It was the time of La Dolce Vita, and what I felt was I had this fantasy that if I got the period exactly right, Fellini's characters could be walking through the back of mine and mine could be walking through the back of his. And in many ways this movie is a great hymn to the Italian cinema that I loved when I grew up.
As I understand it, you actually cast Matt Damon before Good Will Hunting came out.
I cast all these actors before they became who they were. Suddenly, Gwyneth was just about to do Shakespeare in Love. Kate was just about to shoot Elizabeth. Matt was just Good Will Hunting was about to come out, and I met them all. And I thought, I was a fan. Like most things in movies, the director is just the fan. He's there as sort of enthusiastic messenger of a book he might have read, or of a cameraman's work he's loved, or a costume designer's work he's loved, or of this incredible galaxy of young actors who are suddenly emerging. But in the time between when we cast these people and when we started to shoot, they all became, I think, with luck rather than judgment, household names.
If you had waited until after their films came out, could you have afforded them?
Well, I doubt it somehow, so I was very, very lucky in that regard. I think that the actors signed on as actors to be in this movie, and I think that they would have worked hard to be in this film. I mean, they're a remarkable bunch of young actors, but it was not a hugely budgeted film. And we wanted to get a lot of scenery and locations and sort of richness of Italy onto the screen. So no, I don't think I could make this movie again today.
Well, again, I enjoyed it tremendously. I really liked this film a lot, and I hope it does well for all of you, both at the box office and come March.
Thank you very much.
Those little Oscars.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
It's kind of you. Thanks.